Hi, my name is Madison S. with MyPracticeTestPrep.com, and this is the third video in the free three-part training series, Secrets to Passing the College Math CLEP. Now, for those of you who have stuck with me through parts 1 and 2, then you already know what they were about. But for those of you just joining us, basically what happened is in this series, I tried to give you as much information as possible in the shortest possible time. But even with that, this video still ended up being over 45 minutes. So what I did is I broke it up into 3 parts. In part 1, we covered what is the CLEP and why should you take it. In part 2, we covered what's on the College Math CLEP and where to find the best free study guides. And then in part 3, we're going to cover secrets to passing the College Math CLEP and where to find the best free practice tests. So with that, let's go ahead and get started so you can discover the fastest and easiest way to prepare and pass the College Math CLEP exam guaranteed, so you can graduate faster with less student debt and jumpstart your career. Now, we have a lot of information to cover in a short amount of time, so I have to talk really fast, but you can always rewatch this video or read the unabridged version on my website at bit.ly/CLEPmath. Now, that is case sensitive, so please be sure to use all lowercase to get to the correct place. Again, that address was bit.ly/CLEPmath. And if you're ever wondering where you can watch all 3 free video trainings to Secrets to Passing the CLEP College Mathematics, you can always find them at bit.ly/CLEPmath1, 2, or 3. Again, please use all lowercase. That was bit.ly/CLEPmath1, 2, or 3. How do I practice for the CLEP College Mathematics test? The 2 most popular options are purchasing the premium online Peterson's College Math CLEP Practice Test or ordering the printed RIA College Math CLEP Practice Test book from Amazon at amzn.to/RIA-math. That is case sensitive, so please be sure to use all lowercase. Again, there are several free CLEP math practice tests available online, which I will provide to you shortly. But I always recommend going with at least one premium service because they are the most up-to-date and resemble both the format and type of questions you are likely to encounter on the actual College Math CLEP exam. I also recommend you check out the official CLEP study guide book from Amazon at amzn.to/CLEP book, all lowercase. Now, while it's incorrectly named CLEP study guide, it should be named CLEP practice test because it doesn't include any study guide information. That's a big pet peeve of mine, and when I got the book I was shocked, so I just want to give you the heads up if you're going to be ordering that book. It is the only CLEP practice test created by the actual test makers for all 33 tests. Note there's only 1 practice test included per exam as opposed to 3 with the Peterson and the RIA option, and there is no bold underlined explanation to answers. So if you guess on something or if you got something wrong, you wouldn't know unless you went and researched it on your own. So that's the con. The pro is that it is the only CLEP test created by the actual test makers. And if you're going to be taking multiple exams, since it has all 33 in one book, that is a pro to it. So whatever it's worth, I would check out both books if you're going to be taking multiple exams, like I said. Anyway, whatever option you go with, it will cost you less than $20. Now, while no CLEP practice test, not even the official CLEP practice test, will be an exact version of the actual exam you take on D-Day, they do help to familiarize you with the format and type of question you're likely to expect on the College Math CLEP. I also like to use practice tests as indicators for my readiness for the actual CLEP test, so I'm more confident on exam day. For those of you who are new to CLEP exams, I put together a 10-step study plan for the College Math CLEP test at bit.ly/CLEPmath. This comes from several years of my personal experience after taking dozens of CLEP and Dante's exams. For those of you who know my story, know that I was basically able to test out of my first 2 years of college and saving tens of thousands of dollars at my private 4-year university. And during that time, I learned a few secrets and I mastered how to study the shortest possible time to get the highest possible score. And I detail that for you at bit.ly/CLEPmath. Free College Math CLEP Practice Test. A lot of times I'm asked, where can I find a free College Math CLEP Practice Test? My best advice is to always check with your local library first. Even if your library doesn't have a CLEP math book, many libraries have agreements with libraries across town and sometimes even in different cities. Also, don't forget to check with your college or university's library for CLEP books. In addition, many libraries subscribe to Nelnet. Now, Nelnet is the company behind Peterson. So you can get the online Peterson's College Math CLEP practice test for free. That was actually how I was able to get a lot of my practice tests for free by going through my local library. All you have to do is just ask your friendly librarian where to find your CLEP prep resources, and she or he can tell you what's available. Now, for those of you in the military, as a special thank you to your service, you get to take the Peterson's Math CLEP practice test for free, regardless if you have any other resources. All you have to do is go to the Nelnet DoD website at bit.ly/CLEP military. Now, for those of you who don't have access to one of the above resources, or if you're just looking for more practice questions, I've compiled a list of additional free college math CLEP practice test questions at bit.ly/CLEP math, all lowercase. Because what a lot of people don't know is another great resource for practice tests are college math textbook companion websites. Now, while they don't resemble the format and type of question of the actual CLEP, they do help to go deep to ask you multiple choice questions about concepts you might find on the college CLEP exam. Remember, the makers of the CLEP test base the exam on what you would normally learn in a college math undergrad course. So companion websites serve as a great supplement to test what you should know to what you actually know. Plus, companion websites give you great additional study guides and resources to supplement your learning. This was actually one of the tools I used during many of my CLEP and Dante's exam, is that if there was a section I was struggling on, I would go to that chapter in the companion website and take their practice tests, look through their resources to kind of help me get a grasp on the concepts. Now, with that being said, I will give you a word of caution when using the companion websites, because the questions are different than the type of questions you will encounter on the CLEP. They're not geared towards helping you pass the CLEP exam. They're kind of geared towards, what you would learn in a normal undergrad course. So they're not going to help you with the CLEP, but they will help you to go deep in the concepts. And so I know, with that being said, many of you will say, well, Madison, it's a waste of time. But trust me, like I said, after I've taken several dozen exams, and I've learned one thing, that the secret sauce is that nothing beats confidence during the exam. Because companion websites, quizzes require you to use critical thinking to answer and then go research any incorrect answers. It forces you to actually start to understand the topic. And trust me, the secret to passing any CLEP test is to understand the topic. It's not to try and game the system or just memorize a bunch of facts. Because when you truly understand a topic, you can answer any question you encounter on the actual CLEP exam. Again, I've compiled that list of free college math CLEP practice tests at bit.ly/CLEP math. It's about a third way down the page. You just have to fill in a simple 3-step sign up form, and I'll send that to your email right away. What is a passing math CLEP score? After completing the 90-minute, 60-question multiple choice and fill in the blank CLEP test, you will receive a scale score ranging between 20 to 80. Now, while each college and university has its own credit by exam policy for awarding college credit, most use the ACE recommended passing score of 50. What I always tell people is that it's important to know that CLEP tests are scored on a curve, with a passing score being the same number of questions correct a C average student would receive on a comparable college math final exam. While the College Board, which does the scoring, does not release this number, seasoned CLEP test takers usually aim for a raw score between 60 to 70% correctly answered questions. Now, while that percentage is only important during your practice test, so you can kind of gauge if you're on track, because during the actual exam, you should just be trying to do your best and forget the rest, and so percentage really doesn't come into play. But if you're hitting on the practice test between 60 to 70, you're kind of in a good ballpark. And keep in mind, sometimes the Peterson and the RIA tests are a little bit more difficult than the actual CLEP. So if you're on the lower end of the scale, that's okay too, particularly for this exam, because this is a math test for non-math majors. So if you hate math, you're not in the boat alone. So, you're going against other people who hate math too. So being on the lower end of that curve is okay too. And depending on the difficulty of the exam, this is usually well above the curve you need to achieve a passing score. I also remind new CLEP test takers that you do not lose points for incorrect answers. So you should always try and answer all questions on the exam, even if you're unsure. This works best if you can narrow down your choices to like 2 or 3 possible answers. That way, you have at least a 50-50 chance of guessing correctly. And pay attention to this one, folks, because this is like the secret sauce. It may sound simple, but it took me a couple exams to finally for this to click. And when it did, I was able to go into that exam with confidence. Why I didn't get a perfect 80? I got good enough not only to hit my 50 mark, but to go well past it. Because what you want to remember is that each question is worth the same amount of points as the next one, regardless of how easy or difficult they are. So the name of the game is to answer as many easy and intermediate questions as fast as possible. If you come across a question that is too hard to solve within like a minute or two, mark it, skip it, and move on. Because you don't want to struggle and toil over every hard question at the expense of not having enough time to answer the easier questions. You can always go back to the ones you skipped at the end of the exam if you have time left over. Remember, for these math tests, some of the questions, like if you didn't study, then know that, like, hey, I didn't study that part. Let me skip it because it was only one question. Let me try and answer the other 59 or the other 50 questions. Because the name of the game is to go for the low-hanging fruit first. And so you don't have to answer every question correct to get 100. A couple of other patent-pending Madison CLEP tips and tricks. Number 1, manage your time wisely. Depending on your comfort level, some tests you can whiz by and others will come down to the last second. And that might be the case for this math one, especially if math isn't your strong point. And if you know that to be the case, and you always want to select at least one answer before you skip it, remember, you don't lose points for guessing. So just in case you don't have time to return, it's better to have something than nothing. Number 2, always be on the lookout for questions that answer other questions. Every now and then, you'll run across a question that can help you answer another question. The CLEP is multiple choice for Pete's sake, so the answer is right in front of you. If you don't know the answer, then use this technique and process of elimination, like we talked about earlier, to help you determine the correct answer. And remember, you do not have to get 100% on the college math CLEP to score well. It's a curved test, and what that means is that you just have to do better than the next person. Like I said, since this is a math test for non-math majors, you're in the same boat with other people who hate math too. So trust me, the curve is usually very, very generous, especially if you went through the study guides and the practice tests that we talked about. How do I pass the college math CLEP test? Okay, we covered a lot of information, and depending on your prior comfort level, the CLEP College Mathematics Test is an easy to intermediate exam to study for. And most students will need about 2 to 6 weeks of reasonable, that's reasonable folks, study time to prepare. If you hate math or it's not your strong point, you're probably on that higher 5 to 6 end mark. But for everybody, this is reasonable study time, which is about 10 to 15 hours per week. Now that's reasonable. I don't want you to tell me that you took the exam and you failed, but you really didn't put any effort into it. It is a serious exam, but it's also a lot easier than taking it at your college and having to go through 16 weeks of reading, homework, projects, and final exams. And even students that say they hated math in high school find that with the right preparation, they can pass the CLEP with just a little brushing up. Because whether you realize it or not, you were learning math from K through 12th grade. So you already have a good foundation. You just need a little CLEP preparation to sharpen your skills for the college math test. And the key to any study plan is do not get overwhelmed. There's a lot of information to review. Keep in mind that we're trying to cram in 2 semesters into a 2 to 6 week period. It can be done, but it's not uncommon to feel stressed out and overwhelmed at times. And so just calm down, because I know that, trying to cram in 2 semesters in 6 weeks or even 2 weeks may sound like, no, you can't do it. But if you just use my 3 steps below for the fastest and easiest way to prepare and pass the CLEP College Math Test, not only will you be able to prepare in that short period of time, but you'll be able to ace the exam with flying colors. Pass the College Math CLEP exam guaranteed. There's 3 steps. Step 1, which is required, Before you do anything else, study the InstantCert College Math CLEP Study Guide and read their exam-specific feedback form. Now, I didn't even have time to get into the form in this 3-part video training, but just imagine if you could talk to a past test taker and get what they use to study, what they struggle with on the exam, what are some things they wish they would have studied more. Now, I covered a little bit of it in these 3 videos, but I didn't even begin to go into detail that you'll find on that form. Because InstantCert will give you a rock-solid foundation to pass the CLEP College Math test. And many past test takers will say that you can pass the test with InstantCert alone. You can watch my InstantCert review at bit.ly/IC-review, all lowercase. And remember, as a special bonus, I secured you a discount code where you get $5 off your first month membership. Just use InstantCert discount code 30142 and you get $5 off your first month membership just for giving them a try. Step 2, recommended. Next, take all 3 Peterson College Math CLEP practice tests or the RIA College Math practice test at amzn.to/RIA Math to assess your readiness for the College Math exam. This will give you a good indicator of if and when you're ready to take the exam. And in my 10-step study plan, I detail, how to break up those 3 exams or those 3 practice tests. And so remember, you're shooting for a 60 to 70% range. And sometimes the RIA and even the Peterson, their questions are a little bit more difficult than the actual exam. So if you're on the lower end of that, that's okay. But you're trying to shoot for that exam during the practice test. And so that way, that was the number I used, that if I was, hitting that number, I could go into the exact actual exam with confidence that I knew, how long it would take me to take the exam and what, score that I was going to get. Step 3, optional. You're going to want to sign up for my free Secrets to Passing the CLEP College Math CLEP Study Guide and Practice Test at bit.ly/CLEP Math, all lowercase. These prep resources are great supplements that will help give you that extra confidence boost during the exam. Well, this concludes the end of this video. And whether you're watching all 3 videos in a series or just 1 or 2, I just want to tell everybody good luck, fellow CLEP test takers. Because by watching this video, you're already well ahead of the curve to passing the CLEP exam. So by the end of this series, I would have told you everything I know to help you prepare and pass the College Math CLEP test. Now the rest is up to you. So go get her done. My name is Madison S. with MyPracticeTestPrep.com. What to do next? These are the 3 important links mentioned throughout the video series. So if you haven't already done so, number 1, you're going to download my free Secrets to Passing the College Math CLEP at bit.ly/CLEP Math. Remember, that is case sensitive, so please be sure to use all lowercase. Number 2, you're going to want to watch my InstantCert CLEP Study Guide review at bit.ly/IC-review. Remember, as a special bonus, I secured you a $5 discount off your first month membership. Just use InstantCert discount code 30142 and you'll get $5 off your first month membership just for giving them a try. And number 3, when you're towards the end of your studies, you're going to want to take some practice tests to gauge your readiness for the exam. And so I sent you a couple links at amzn.to/CLEP book or amzn.to/RIA Math. So if you haven't already done so, you can watch all 3 free training videos to Secrets to Passing the CLEP College Mathematics at bit.ly/CLEP Math 1, 2, or 3. Again, that was bit.ly/CLEP Math 1, 2, or 3. Also, if you liked this video and you thought it was really helpful, please be sure to comment, rate, share, and subscribe to this page or video. Because that's what tells Google and YouTube that this is a really good video that can help other students learn how to pay for college by testing out of college. So by spreading the message to your family and friends, you help keep this content free for all. Bonus, more great ways to pay for college. Look folks, I am out of time on this video, so please be sure to pause the video, write down the links, and go visit them immediately. Because I give you more great ways to help you find money to pay for college. Through traditional financial aid, scholarships, who can turn down free money, our good old friend student loans, and college coupons and deals that you won't be able to resist. Featured sponsor. I'd like to thank everyone for watching and also like to thank the sponsors of this video that help keep this content free for you. The featured sponsor of this video is Prosper, America's leading social lending marketplace. I chose them after hearing an interesting news program on NPR a while back, where Prosper Marketplace was a way to connect people who wanted to invest money with people who wanted to borrow money. So basically, instead of going to a big corporate bank for your personal loan, you could post your loan request on Prosper and watch as dozens of members invest together to get you the money you need. Or you could be one of those investors yourself. And this is all done in a safe social lending marketplace. It's an innovative concept where people invest, borrow, and prosper. Please be sure to visit our sponsor at bit.ly/prosperlending. Again, that was bit.ly/prosperlending. And tell them Madison sent you. Well, that's it from me. Peace and love to all.